welcome aboard here at Bill Mosier Field from our camera angle. You can see it is very wet. This is Steve Jędrzejczyk along with Chuck Londerville. The rematch of a game that's always a very much of a favorite for us, Chuck. The Comp Chicopee ladies matchup in soccer. The initial match won in a tight one by the Colts, 1-0. I think that tells you it's going to be a very, very close game tonight.
Well, as we saw last year, a very balanced game, and certainly is expected today. Both teams still in the hunt in their division, with the records still being fought for first place.
Right. Both teams still have an outside shot at making the playoffs, and well, we won't be talking much about that because this kind of a matchup, the records don't mean a heck of a lot. These gals have been playing against each other for a long time, so we're going to get ready to go in a minute with Comp Chicopee Soccer. So stay with us here on Chicopee Schools Community Television.
Financial security is everyone's dream, and at Chicopee Savings, your money is as safe and secure as it can possibly be, with 4 convenient locally managed offices offering more services than ever before with good old-fashioned personal service. Easy loans for just about any dream at the lowest rates in years. Business, personal, checking, and savings accounts, IRAs, KIOs, and 24-hour banking. Chicopee Savings, a good hometown neighbor and friend since 1845, makes banking easy, convenient, and secure.
We are gathered here today.
This man is not a doctor and he's not a lawyer, but he takes his job just as seriously. He's a Greater Media cable technician. Servicing your cable system is always his top priority. So when there's trouble, no matter where he is, his commitment to you is clear on every channel. Greater Media Cable, we're here for you.
We're ready to go. And we're underway. Stacy Ribberty and Heather Damaris up front for the Colts. And as we, Charlie, as we were saying, conditions not, I don't know if you can see that on your monitor. Our cameras, the picture's excellent, but the weather is not. So whether that will affect the game. Number 14 for the Colts is Heather Damaris. She's a senior. Mary Copa is number 13, and we'll be picking up the numbers. And number 7 for the Colts, Carrie Philbrick, and we'll be calling that number a good deal. The backliner who does a great deal for the Colts. These two teams, as we said at the outset, very evenly matched, Charlie.
As you said, we had a lot of spirit out there at the beginning, which we hope to see throughout the whole game, plus a lot of rain and a little bit of fog.
Yeah, it's going to be, and as you just saw, Sarah Jagir slip number 16. It is very, very wet, but this is a, as we always say, a marvelous playing surface for football or, for that matter, soccer, rugby, the many things that they have played here. This is a marvelous field at Bill Mosier Field, and it is not going to become, you know, in an unplayable state very quickly. Although if the rain continues at the way it's coming down right now, we could see a very slick field. First corner kick will be for Chicopee. Number 14 will be doing it, and that's Lisa Klett, and we're going to be calling that one. She's the leading scorer for the Pacers. She's only a sophomore. Chicopee keeping it in the comp zone, and Carrie Philbrick clears it out, tracked down by number 3 for the Colts, Jessica Montemagni. And then that shot, you can really, Charlie, you can really see the rain coming down.
You can see the footing out there. All the girls are being very ginger with their footsteps. Of course, as we mentioned before, we saw a couple slippages already, but they'll get used to it, and it's equal for both teams.
Right. And, you know, it's a, excuse me, you never like to let a goal slip into the early seconds because, so there's always that period of feeling the other squad out. And we will pick up the numbers as we go along.
There's number 7, Jessie Gagnon, throwing it in.
The one thing, Chuck, it'll be tough to pass the long pass will probably be something you won't see too much of in this type of weather, or if it is, it may be errant. But the ball is very slick.
I think trapping is going to be a difficult thing, too. The ball's going to be skipping a lot, and the bounces aren't going to be true.
Diane Barron up to Damaris. There are two Damarises in the comp lineup, a freshman and a senior. Emily and Heather. Number 4 tracking it down for the Colts. Here's another senior, Kara Damaraki. Both clubs have, actually the Colts have more seniors on this out here today than the Chicopee team, but and a little off the mark. In the goal for the Pacers is Sarah DeSantos.
We'll try and give you some of the names as we go along here. Coming into the game is Brenda Hartbarger, number 15.
And Brenda is not up to par. Coach Mercer tells us that she has she's nursing an injured knee. And she, of course, is a major contributor to this Colt offense.
Last year, Hartbarger played the sweeper, which is now being played by senior Diane Barron. I think that's a move that Coach Jim Mercer did to strengthen out the team defensively. Not that Hartbarger didn't do the job back there, and she did a very good job. It just gives you a little more speed and experience back there. And, of course, you still have Hartbarger back there in the back line playing fullback.
Goal for the Colts is Ann Thomas. Ann Thomas is in goal for the Colts.
Number 11, Kristen George.
And Mary Kulpa is 13. Very good player. .16 for the Colts. Sarah Jagir.
Dangerous Lisa Klett out here. Good speed, good ball handler.
Whoops, a little too much.
That's just the pace of the grass.
It's going to be hard to judge.
Right. They'll get adjusted to it. And the pace.
You saw that as Brenda tried to put it in play. It just slipped off her fingertips. 16 for the Pacers is midfielder Jamie Stefanik. She's a senior. And prior to the game, the seniors were honored by Coach Craven. Jim Mercer coaches the Colts, as he has for many years, and Beth Craven is at the helm of the Pacers.
Good hustle by number 3, Montmagny. Jessica Montmagny.
She's a senior. Slips through, but good defense there by number 3.
Substitution.
I said number 3. It wasn't.
Lady Colts, number 6.
Not that we have one major problem. Max Presnow, of course, is on the PA, and we have a problem with the clock, so we won't be able to give you. We have Mr. Vonderveld
keeping an unofficial clock.
Unofficial clock here to try to keep us abreast of how much time is remaining. Is being kept on the field by the officials. Niles gets it over, and here comes Mary Klupa. She's got Lisa Klett on one side. In the front, Carrie Philbrick, the goalie. There's the cleared out nicely. Dangerous play. Cleared out by Diane Barron, number 5. As goalie Ann Thomas came way out, Chuck.
And Tracy Scott on the left wing for the Pacers. Again, they have good speed up front. So we'll see a good matchup on both sides with the front line and the defense.
These are two very good teams. They match up, as Chuck said, very nicely. And so we should have a very close matchup this evening. So far, Chicopee perhaps, there's been more play in the comp zone, but that's about the only difference so far. But as we said, the very dangerous number 14 for the Pacers, Lisa Klett leading the division in scoring. Cleared out. I think one thing, Chuck, you're not going to see, at least so far, the kicking was a pretty good one, but has not been that crisp. Heather Damaris, Heather was going to be all over the field. She's one of the leaders of this team, number 18. Number 7, Jessie Gagne.
Aggressively going after
Yes.
the ball.
Nice play. Melissa Burns coming in for the
Number
Colts.
13 for the Lady Colts, Melissa Burns.
And she will spell number
Sarah
17,
Budd.
Sarah Budd. And coached Mercer substituting. So far, Chicopee stayed with the starting team.
Even though it's not really a chilly night, even though with the dampness there, I'm sure he wants to get his players that he's going to be using involved in the game.
Get them used to the the conditions, and she immediately burns it. Tries to track that one down. Klett, number 14. Hartbarger, Kalupa, Niles, back to Klett. She's a good one. Burns, who just came in. Pacers keeping it in. Diane Barron tracking it down for the Colts. Clears it out. Diane, of course, played up front for most of her high school career, and she started as a freshman. She's had an outstanding career here.
I think of with the addition of Emily Damaris, it gave Coach Mercer the luxury of strengthening his defense by moving Diane back there.
She certainly is very, very quick and experienced, and that's a good combination. And provides that intangible senior leadership, which is a cliche, but is very, as Chuck will agree, very, very important on any high school team, especially in a close game. Burns clears it out. So far, Chuck, Chicopee's had at least the advantage of field position, but that's about all.
Really hasn't been any testing shots yet.
We don't have a shot on
No.
goal by either team at this point, and we're probably close to what, about the 7-8 minute
10
mark?
minutes in.
We're 10 minutes in, and they play 40-minute halves. So Stacy Ribberty. Chicopee will retain the ball.
Substitution.
We talked about the Pacer offense with the two Damarises, as we mentioned. Stacy Ribberty up front. It gives them a good force up there.
Heather Damaris. And we have our first shot on goal by Chris Maritko.
Nice overlap by Chris.
He's a senior. And a nice save, the first one of the day, by Sarah DeSantos. Colts putting a little pressure on. There it is. Oh,
It's in.
it's in the net. It is in the net. It hit the cross post.
I think
We'll see it again in a minute.
DeSantos might have been a little screened because she really didn't react on it. And I think, again, I think it was one of the Damarises.
Well, I think it was Emily, but
Emily 14, right.
It was number 14, Emily Damaris, who got the goal, and we'll find out in a minute. The ref will signal up, I hope, so we can announce the goal.
And I think the thing that might have fooled the goalie is
It's
that
unassisted, I
she
believe.
used her left foot.
Right. And as we saw it on the replay, the goalie probably was screened. 14 unassisted, so says William Kolinkowicz, the referee. So number 14 is indeed Emily Damaris, the freshman who has made a mark here, Chuck.
Colts scored by number 14, Emily Damaris. Unassisted.
And a good hustle by Heather Damaris to force the play.
Right.
I think now after a goal like that, you're going to see both teams shooting.
Well, we had 2 shots so far. We've had 2 shots on goal, and the Colts are shooting .500, and they're on the attack again. And it's the Damaris girls. whose brothers both played varsity soccer for Chicopee Comp. And their mother was president of the student council. She was at Comp, Linda Lebrecht. Only a couple of years ago, as I recall. Number 5 clearing it out for the Colts. Diane Barron.
Substitution. Number 19 for the Lady Pacers, Andrea Lukomsky.
Lukomsky in, replacing number 9, stopper Amy Graben for the Pacers. You'll notice the two Damaris girls, 18 and 14, up in front Stacy Ribberty for the Colts, and the Pacers bring it back. Oh, that was an opportunity, but it's an offside. They couldn't quite get the pass in front, and I always put Chuck on the spot. Exactly how does offside work? He's an ex-hockey player and coach, so there is a similarity.
The last defender almost works as if it's the blue line in hockey, whereas if the offensive team gets a player on the goal side of the defender without the ball being there, that's offside.
Right. It's a very difficult call for an official. They have to be in the right position, and sometimes, especially in boys soccer, that can be a very crucial call, because if somebody gets that little edge, right, and the little step, that could mean the difference between a goal, and it's up to the referee to call it. Sometimes they don't, and it leads to some serious
Substitution.
and we'll be picking up the new numbers. 4 is Kara Damaraki.
Sarah Jaguar, 16.
Sarah Jaguar, 16.
17 is Sarah Buzz.
17, Sarah Black.
In for the Colts as Jim keeps moving him in and out. The Colts up 1-0 on a goal by Emily Damaris. No assist on the play, but her sister Heather certainly helped as the Colts lead 1-0. This series dominated by Chicopee High School over the years. Last year the Colts, it was a tie game, as I recall, last year, under very rugged conditions on a very cold day. Mr. Lesson's still talking about that game because it was pretty dark, our director.
I think he'll be talking about this game too.
I think so, as the fog is coming up from Bimasufka down there, Max. It's starting to close in on us. I'm waiting for Bella to step through the crowd in a minute. Is Bella making a big comeback now in the movies? At Chicopee down in the cold zone. Number 4 for the Pacers is midfielder Tara Hamry. She's the senior captain, and she has played for 4 years for these Colts, for the Pacers. A modest crowd here, but you've got to tip your hat to them tonight under these weather conditions.
I think this is a game that the players as well as the fans have been looking forward to. Televised game under the lights at Zod Park.
Number 8, Jill Trevathan.
Jill Trevathan into the game.
Trevathan, right. She's a sophomore. I believe there was an older sister that played.
Lynn Trevathan.
Lynn Trevathan.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I think it'd be fair to say that both these programs are on the mend and rebuilding, and both coaches are to be commended with the improvement of the program.
Sarah Jaguar for the Colts.
Chicopee, of course, with the ball, number 10.
Nice job, Melinda Furtoso.
Jaguar puts it in play, intercepted by the Pacers, and Emily Damaris picks it up. She's an impressive player, Charlie.
Shows a lot of poise for a freshman.
Wow. Wow, she certainly has. She's helped us in over the years, the next couple of years. If we can get some supporting cast, this could bode well for Coach Mercer's team. Chicopee, of course, Lisa Klett's only a sophomore, and she will be anchoring this team for a couple of more years. Very, very good athlete and also good basketball player. I don't think she plays softball, though, even though her dad was quite a baseball player at the old technical high school.
I think she did play softball.
Did she play
third base for
yeah,
the Pacers
maybe
this
she
year.
did, right. We should remember that, shouldn't we? But, well, excellent player. Diane Barron. Chicopee looking a bit disorganized in the rain here at Bill Mosier Field. I don't know. I
Diane
mean,
Barron taking charge back there.
yeah, she really has. She's very quick, and as we said, very experienced, having played probably every position on the field during her career here at Comp. And it's, you know, a senior who, for the good of the club, goes back in to play fullback to help the team. Well, Sarah Jagier, broken up nicely by number 9 for the Pacers, stopper Amy Grayman.
Check
And
that,
here-
number 8,
Number 8,
Jill Trevathan.
Joel Trevathan, sorry. Cross goes a little wide and out of bounds.
Cleared by Jessica Montemagny.
I see. And now you get a good idea of how hard it is raining here tonight. Of course, as we were talking before the game, soccer is one of these sports that is, of course, played in all kinds of weather all over the world. In monsoons, I imagine, in the Pacific, and in typhoons and everything else.
Substitutions
In for the Colts.
for the Lady Colts. Number 6, Chris Maritko.
Maritko, Burns, and Damaris back into the game.
He's not,
Melissa Burns. And number 18, Heather Damaris.
well, again, Coach Mercer keeping in fresh troops.
Stacy Ruberty and Jessica Montemagny getting a breather.
Giving a break. And we don't know the time. We're only guessing. Chuck can give
We're
us.
about halfway through the
we
first half
suspect
right
that
now.
it's about halfway through. As we announced earlier, with the rain and the inclement weather, our clock has failed us, and so we'll be guessing. But we'll probably be in the vicinity. Nice cross, and Ann Thomas. That won't be a shot on goal, but Chicopee having an opportunity down in Colt territory. The Colts with the 2 shots on goal, the only 2 shots on goal. One of them a conversion by Emily Damaris, who scored the winner in the previous meeting between these clubs on an assist from her sister. You know, watching Chuck, I think they are playing kind of carefully. Both teams.
Number 6, in for the Lady Pacers, Amy Kukla.
Again, the footing.
Yeah.
Tara Hamry throwing the ball on the other side.
Once the rain, of course, there's not much you can do. It's, but as we said at the outset of the broadcast, this is probably the best field in Western Massachusetts, and it certainly can handle this type of weather. The drainage here is excellent. And once again, we're down in the Colt end of the field. The Pacers continue to threaten, but can't seem to convert. In fact, have not had a shot on goal, but this one might be coming. Sarah Jagier battling. And the Colts clear it out.
Brenda Hartbarger.
Hartbarger and Jagier back there. Another cross intercepted, but Chicopee keeping it in now. It's Heather Damaris. Has it taken away by Klupa. Heather gets it back and tries to get it upfield to number 4.
Good idea. She was denied, though, by Linda Fucioso.
Cara Damaraki is number 4. She's a senior. Colts have not really threatened, but the one opportunity they got, they took advantage of it. And they clear it out, and Mary Klupa taken down by number 11, Tara Rurak. And here come the Colts, Pacers rather. Ooh, a little off the mark for Jill Trevathan. Nice play though, Charlie.
Yeah, Coach Craven does have a little footnote here saying she has deceiving speed, which she did go around the defender pretty well. And I think she had a little more room or a little more time to set herself to make a good kick.
Yeah,
but
she kind of rushed it.
only a sophomore. Diane Barron on the goal kick.
Substitution.
Back in the Pacer
Number
lineup.
16 for the Lady Pacers, that is Jamie
Stefanik giving a breather to midfielder Tara Hamry. Chicopee again. There's Lisa Klett trying to work it in.
Nice job by Klupa.
Yeah, she's a tough little player, and she goes down again. She's been a couple of them picked off a few times.
A little hand checking going on by both players.
Yeah, Emily Damaris across the Damaraki, picked up by Heather. No, check that. Kept in play, and Dos Santos comes out and scoops it up for the Pacers.
Yeah, the ball had a first quick skip, and then it just slowed down as it started to roll.
Yeah. Well, Damaraki.
Good read by Hartbarger.
Nice, nice. Brenda is, as you can see, definitely not at 100% today. If she were, she would certainly be in on those plays, but she's favoring that knee. Trevathan. Hartbarger to Damaraki. Gets it up to Damaris. Heather Damaris. Well, check that. Emily Damaris. And the ball cleared out nicely, Chuck. Diane Barron flags it down.
Nice job.
To Brenda, and now Diane. Nice, nice
A
touch.
little 2-on-1.
And Damaris up to Damaraki. She keeps it in play, skips out. Heather Damaris. Nice play, but Chicopee picks it up, number 7. Nice play by Jessica Gagne. Colts on the move. Burns. Oh,
Surprised no call there.
no call there, yeah. Here comes Trevathan. She's got number 18 on the wing.
It's Lisa Klett.
Lisa has it, checked that, and broken up rather effectively by
for the Pacers. Number
Melissa
15,
Burns, number 13. Kicked that one out with
Tracy
authority.
Scott into the lineup.
Spirited action here from Bill Mojay Field. The Lady Colts and the Lady Pacers, a 1-0 count. The Colts are up on Emily Damaris's goal. Chicopee trying to fight back into the game. Mary Klupa with an opportunity. And the Colts, nice play by Diane Barron, Chuck, that time.
Klupa collected and got a quick release, and she did get a lot on the ball, but as you said, Barron was there.
Alyssa Fertruso is number 10.
Substitutions.
Now we've
For the
got,
Lady Colts.
again, Mercer bringing in a handful of subs. Number 20
Monta Magny's in
is
there.
Jen DeJordy
Number 3,
in the lineup.
Jessica Montemagny.
Liberty's back in.
Number 17, Sarah Budd.
Sarah Budd.
Number 19, Stacy Liberty. And number 20, Jen
You like it,
DeJordy.
right? You better like it. Kick your ass.
Nice job by Jamie Stefanik over there. They tried to sneak a pass behind her, but she was peeking over her shoulder and cut it off. Tracy Scott, I believe.
Yeah, coming in. There it is. Wow, Tracy Scott off the goalpost.
Great
Nice
individual
shot.
effort.
Nice shot by Tracy Scott. We're waiting for an estimate. What would
There's
just
about 26 and a half gone
I
by.
think we've got about 14 minutes left to go, but we're once again just guesstimating on that. And that was Tracy Scott. You saw it on the replay. Chicopee's closest effort, shot for the upper right-hand corner, Chuck, and it almost found home. So Chicopee has a shot on goal, which really probably is their first direct shot on goal in the game. They've had a couple of opportunities which have gone off to the right and the left.
The goalie's best friend is the
It's the
goalpost.
goalpost, right?
No, it was the outside of the goalpost.
And
the
Thomas,
shot did have a lot of pace on it.
sophomore goalkeeper for the Colts. We have had through most of the
Substitution.
evening steady rain, harder at times. Today, at the moment, it's let up a little bit.
Substitution in for the Lady Colts, number 15, Brenda Whitewater.
Mary Klupa steps right up, and the ball slips through. But there she is again, Charlie, number 5, Diane Barron. So far, she's played a tremendous game on defense for the Lady Colts. She has good speed and broken up several Chicopee charges.
Substitution for the Lady Colts, number 17, Sarah Budd.
Last year, the Pacers had a very strong defense. They were anchored by, and I can't remember her first name. I think it was Scott, Tracy Scott's sister.
Sister, right.
She did a heck of a job. She did a heck of a job last year for him.
Come the Colts. Nice cross. The ball is still alive.
Nice job by DeSantos.
DeSantos got it. Chicopee keeping it in play. That initial charge was by Jen DeJordy, number 20. And the Colts are on the attack. Nice play by DeSantos, the goalie, and
Kerry Philbrick.
Right. Colts keeping it in. Colts have not come down on this end of the field, but when they've been down here, they've been most dangerous.
Substitute, no, correction.
Chicopee trying to clear it out. Diane Barron will flag it down and get it right back into play. Trevathan picks it up. And Brenda. Well, Chuck, she can, whoa. Mary Klupa getting a little margin of revenge.
Oh, she got the ball. Nice clean play.
Nice clean play. Very aggressive. Mary Klupa,
It's good to see Brenda get up right away.
who's
with
a
her
junior.
nursing her knee.
I'm sure Coach Mercer was happy that she got up too. Yeah. Heather Damaris battling for it. Up Brenda Hartbarger keeps it in place. Stacy Ribberty. Chicopee clears it out, but Jen DeJordy is number 20 for the Colts.
Substitutions for the Pacers, number 4, Sarah Hamry.
Number 18,
Number
Kelly
18.
Paquette. And Tara Hamry into the game.
Kelly Paquette.
It's a credit to Chicopee. They work very hard and bringing the ball down the up the field, but they have been thwarted to a certain extent by the Colt defense. But nonetheless, they're working very hard. But the ball is, as you could see that time when Mary Klupa did kick it, it is very, very wet, and it caught off the side of her foot. DeJordy to put it in play. Taking a breather, Heather Damaris. And into the game, number 9, Cherry Goulet for the Colts.
Substitution for the Lady Colts, number 9, Sherry Goulet.
Ribberty looking up. Check that, number 11 is not
Tara Rurak.
Is Tara Rurak. Sorry, Tara. Trying to catch Stacey Ribberty, who was up in front, and the play misfired. Pretty evenly played so far. We're probably down in the last 10 minutes, I would imagine, right, Chuck?
Under 9, I think.
Under 9 minutes left to go in the first half with a 1-0 soccer game. Carrie Philbrick putting it in play. On the far side of the field. Slips through. Liberty. Broken up. Tara Rurak makes a nice effort off to the left.
Substitution.
Colts keeping the pressure on. Number 13.
Number 13 is for the Lady Colts.
One thing I'm impressed with both teams is they both get back on defense, and it's part of the game of transition that's needed in soccer as well as hockey and basketball. And the girls are really hustling out there on both teams.
Melissa Burns into the lineup for the Colts. And Mary Klupa, who is that? Now there's a whistle for a violation. Mary has really played a heck of a game so far. You can see by the amount of dirt on her uniform. She has spent a good deal of time on the ground, sometimes driven there by Colt players. But she's playing a fine game.
She's playing the important midfield position, which means she's involved in
Lisa
both the offense and defense.
Very dangerous. That time slipped off her foot. And Diane Barron, who has been there on numerous occasions today, clears it out.
And Diane shows that she's good with both feet, the left and the right, which most of these girls are, but some do have a problem with one particular side.
There's a very, very strong foot on number 11 for the Colts. For the Pacers, Christian George. She's a senior captain, a sweeper.
For the Colts, number 18, Heather Damaris.
Heather replaces her sister, number 14, Emily Damaris. Was I right in that? Yeah.
I was looking at some stats down here.
Mary Klupa intercepts. Mary's very quick to the ball.
It was a good read, too.
Yeah.
And again, by read, we're talking about anticipation.
And the corner kick will be by Chicopee. Always dangerous, one of the more exciting plays in soccer. And Mary Klupa will be the one doing it. She's got Lisa Klett out there, and Lisa's uncovered at the moment. I don't think that's going to last. Corner kick. The rain has let up, which is certainly a good news to the clubs. And Mary Klupa then chooses not to fire it in and gives it to Lisa Krosik. Check that to number 10, Melinda Fatusco, and she is unable to convert it. The ball comes out. And the Colts have a break. 3-on-1 if they can substantiate it. Looks like Stacy Riberty, who decides to take the long shot, and Dos Santos picks it up. Well, she could have. We had coming in the middle. Looks like number Damaris, Heather Damaris, Hartbarger trying to get it across. We checked that number 20, Jen DeJordy trying. And the ball moving up the field rather quickly.
Jamie
Stefanik down into the cold zone.
Substitution. Number 14.
Emily's back in the game for the.
Emily Damaris for the Colts.
She's replacing number 9, Jerry Goulet.
Good pressure.
Jen DeJordy looking for Damaris, got it behind her. Hartbarger and Klett and Klupa. Tara Rurak is 11. And nice, very Stylish play by Diane Barron.
Didn't panic at all.
No, she's a veteran player, and she's certainly showing it today. Moved right up very smoothly and cleared the ball out.
Instead of one-timing it into the white jersey, she
Right.
just collected it and walked around.
Put it right around. Emily and Heather Damaris. It's out to Heather. Liberty is breaking. The pass goes the other way. Chicopee clears it out. But it goes out on, should be a comp ball, I would imagine it is. Jen DeJordy will put it into play. No, she won't. Number 15 will. Brenda Hartbarger.
About 3 minutes left in the first half.
3 minutes to go. 1-0 soccer game here from Bill Mosier Field as the Colts. Emily Damaris has scored. And it's 1-0. Here come the Pacers. And again, it was Diane Barron.
Offside. Pacers did a good job of pulling up quickly.
To make sure that wasn't offside on that long clearing kick. Maritko and Jagir to come in for the Colts in a minute, whereas stopper Amy Graban will be coming in for the Pacers. Heather Damaris. Heather's a strong player. Experienced senior. She hangs onto the ball, gets it across to Stacy Liberty. Nobody there to pick it up.
And the Pacers had the numbers back there.
Yep. Here come the Pacers.
Substitution.
Melissa Burns clears it out.
For the Pacers, number 9, Amy Graven. Substitution.
In the last minute of play, I would guess.
Lady Colts, number 6, Chris Maritko. And number 16,
Well,
Sarah Jagir.
And the ref checking his, Mr. Kalinkowitz checking his watch, and that could tell us that well, he's getting ready to tell us it's the end of the first half, but we'll see in a minute. Play in the middle of the field right now. Heather Damaris working very hard. And Mary Klupa, who we know has worked very hard today, over to Lisa Klett. Burns clears it back out into the stands.
We have the halftime right now.
And this is the signal from the official that we have reached the halfway point of the game. This is Steve Jendryzik and Chuck Londerville from soggy Bill Mosier Field at Zot Park. The score, the Colts 1, the Pacers nothing. We're at halftime. We'll be back with second half action in a minute, so stay with us here on Chicopee Schools Community Television. Okay, we're back, and it's I took a little junk at Charlie outside and got some good news. Max Presnell, our clock operator, is back in operation, so we'll be able to keep an eye on that clock with our camera. And the score, 1-0 on Emily Damaris, freshman Emily Damaris of Chicopee Comp's goal, unassisted, midway through the first half, and that's the score, and we're underway. The rain has let up considerably, and it's going to be a little more pleasant for the second half of what has been a well-played game, Chuck. Very balanced, and as you said, well-coached teams that are not going to make mistakes.
We probably had about 2 shots apiece.
Legitimately, right?
Which tells you a lot of the play at midfield.
The
Carrie Philbrick
breaking the play up.
battling with Tracy Scott.
Carrie is a senior. Down in the corner, and we're just underway in the second half of our Pacer Colt soccer game here from Zot Park, Bill Mosier Field. Colts down in the in their own end. And out the ball comes at number 19, Stacy Ribberty clears it out. Picked up by number 11, sweeper Kristen George. And right back in. Mary Klupa in front. She's a good one. Oh, Ann Thomas. And we'll see that in the replay. Ann Thomas got her hand on it, Chuck, and deflected it.
Ann Thomas certainly is a brave soul in there. She came out. She wasn't afraid to take the shot. And
Carrie Philbrick goes over and gives her congratulations. Very dangerous player, very experienced player. Mary Klupa, who's played a heck of a game so far, getting an opportunity to tie it. But now the corner kick
got her foot on the
Chicopee.
ball and was going to be on net, but as I say, Ann came out.
In front, Stacy Ribberty clears it out, but Chicopee and Thomas, and from our angle, it went behind the net, and probably on camera it appeared to be on net. It was behind the net, and the Colts will bring it up. A little bit of a threat there, Charlie, by Mary Klupa, and the Pacers. And as you pointed out, Ann Thomas, the sophomore goalie for the Colts, coming out, cutting down the angle, and then getting an elbow on it, as you saw in the replay, to save it for the Colts.
Throw in Kelly Paquette.
Chicopee keeping it down in the Colt zone. And as you can see with our camera work, it looks a bit brighter, and although the rain is starting to pick up again, the Damaris, that's Heather Damaris. Jessica Montemagny's number 3, and number 7 for the Colts is Carrie Philbrick. Number 15 for Chicopee is Tracy Scott. Diane Barron heads the ball out. 21 for the Pacers is Kim Niles.
Good cross by Tracy
Scott.
Scott.
Over. No good. No good. It went through the
Both sets of uprights.
through the upper portion of the
Football
uprights. Chicopee got very excited, very exciting play, but again it went through the top.
Good speed down the left side by Tracy Scott, and
She's done
Good
it
left
twice.
foot.
Yeah, Chicopee threatening, keeping it in the comp zone,
Mary Klupa redirected it.
trying to even up the score here at the 35-minute mark.
Number 10 to the Colt lineup, Vanessa Durant.
She's in the. In the you can see that Hayes coming up from Bemis Pond. Breaking it up again is Diane Barron, who has played a very fine game, and the ball comes down into the Chicopee end. And Barron clears it down deep into the ball being kept with long passes, long shots, keeping the ball in the. But Comp not really able to organize, Chuck. Into,
Not much control by either team right now. Just a lot of kick and run.
Yeah, and now the Pacers. And and Dos Santos. Number 11 for the Colts is Tara Rurak, who's played a good game. And a lot of that. Ooh, you know, crowd kind of that action at the midfield.
Collision on the head
crowd.
ball, and somebody got drilled by a hard shot.
Yeah. Well, that'll wake you up, I would imagine. Slips through. Once again, a very fine effort by Mary Klupa, who's been all over the field today. Damaris clears it down the field. Emily Damaris. As you pointed out, neither club being able to get anything. Melissa Burns in there and Heather Damaris back in the lineup. But neither club, Charlie, seems to be able to get untracked offensively.
I think each coach would sort of like to see some passing sustained here, you know, 2 or 3 consecutive passes with control, but we haven't really seen any of that this
again,
half.
You think the weather has...
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it's got to be a factor. The balls are soaking wet, the field is soaking wet, and not to be facetious, but the players are also soaking wet.
The ball's heavy, the feet are heavy.
Yeah. And, of course, the Colts, notwithstanding, Sarah Jaguar has played a good game coming out. They have the lead and, of course, are thinking a little bit defensively at times, whereas the Pacers are fighting to get back in and tie up, knot up the count. And with a good opportunity, Tracy Scott and Mary Klupa in this period to have had the only shots on goal. And they've been both by the Pacers.
Kristen George with the clear.
Hartbarger, but Chicopee keeps it in. Mary Klupa. Carrie Philbrick fires it out.
It's tough for the girls to judge their dribble also. Lisa Clett had a little problem in that one there. She had a good break, but the ball just got too far away from her.
Substitution.
Mary Klupa. Burns clears it back out for the Colts.
Number 8, Jill Trevay.
Cross in front. Chicopee has, and we've got a whistle. And the Colts will take the ball. Little threat there by the Colts, by the Pacers rather, but didn't quite. They misfired. Diane Barron, and Chuck, she's got a strong foot. That time again, Diane has
strong right and strong left.
Boy, she's been very effective in breaking up those Chicopee rushes. Amanda Ruffner,
in for the Lady Pacers.
number 12, in for Niles. We're at the 30-minute mark. How do they read that, Chuck? Is it they say a 10-minute mark of the? Come on, you're my expert.
Well, I think they call it the 50-minute mark to be exact, because I think they include the first half.
Oh,
of the
I
time
see.
if
All
they've
right,
been
let's
scoring.
do it right. Okay, it's the 50-minute mark of the, and what is basically an 80-minute
Right.
game. Right. Chicopee having the better of it for the first 10 minutes, or the first 10 of the second half, the 50-minute mark. But two opportunities unable to convert.
Substitution, number 10.
10 is coming in for the Colts, and that is
Vanessa Durant.
Durant.
First half started out similar. The Pacers had a lot of control and pressure early on.
Right, and Comp had really only one good scoring opportunity, but the Damaris sisters made good on it, and they're ahead. Slips through. Chicopee, one of these opportunities is going to, and Chicopee has the ball. And we've got a
Restart here now.
Restart
Teams work
right
on the
here.
restarts quite a bit.
yeah, And we haven't had too many of those today. In
Let's
fact,
see if they go for the shot or for the cross here.
Lisa Klett.
It's an indirect kick.
Broken up by Damaris. Emily Damaris, number 14.
The corner kick for the Pacers.
And again, one of the more dangerous plays, especially in the weather conditions of this sort. Is it Lisa going to make the corner? Looks like it. Way over on the other side of the field. Lisa Klett, the sophomore.
Good ball.
A nice ball, nice play, but broken up by the Colts. And
couldn't tell if Thomas punched it out or if Hartbarger headed it out.
One of them did.
Very
yeah.
good.
Kristen George fires it back, and there'll be a substitution.
Colts, number 17, Sarah Budd.
Sarah Budd back
Budd in
into
the
the game.
lineup, replacing number 13, Melissa Burns. The Chicopee keeping it in, and out it comes. Damaris. Broken
Kristen
up by
George has done a
George.
fine
Yeah,
job back
yeah.
there too, sweeping.
Damaris across, nobody there. Her sister trying to pick it up, but Trevathan clears it out. Number 17 is Sarah Budd.
Being pressured by Amanda Ruffner.
Substitutions.
And the rain is
Lady
picked.
Pacers.
The rain has picked up. They're waving them off, waving off the substitutions. And there's the kick. It's a good one. And a nice play on defense
Substitutions.
by Carrie Philbrick.
Lady Pacers,
Senior.
number 6, Amy Kugler.
Clears it out. Is that a corner,
Might have
Charlie?
been, I think it was Diane Barron. It was a smart play too. She knew she couldn't turn and
There's
get the ball
Philbrick,
to the side.
Number 7. But the corner again, always dangerous, especially when Lisa Klett is doing it. She had an excellent corner kick the last time, and the Colts were able to squelch it. It's a good one. In front. Chicopee with a golden opportunity. There's still, the ball is still alive. The Colts get it out of there. Philbrick and Barron. Wow. Assisting Ann Thomas. Here come the Colts.
A little bit of pinball going on down there after that corner kick. The ball's
Right.
bouncing around.
Barron clears it up again. That was exciting, Chuck. On the replay, you could see the opportunities that Chicopee had. Here comes another opportunity for the Colts. And it's in. Wow. Did you get the number?
Well, it's Damaris. I can tell by the ponytail.
It's Heather.
It's Heather.
Heather Damaris, number 18, and it was a good shot, Charlie. As you can see on the replay, dandy goalie Dos Santos. Heather lined it up, had the break, and scores for the Colts.
She had some time and room to move in a little closer, but she had her head up, and with her head up, she saw the goalie coming out just a little bit. It was a tough situation for the goalie, whether or not to come out far or stay in, but she just chipped the ball into the corner nicely.
At 65-39. 18 from 14, we're told. Emily to Heather. Well, Chuck, the Colts have not had that many scoring opportunities, but they have converted, and that was a pretty play. And in fairness to Sarah DeSantos, the Chicopee goalie, she really didn't have that much of a chance on a very strong shot by senior
The second
Heather
goal
Damaris.
scored by number 18, Heather Damaris, with an assist from number 14, Emily Damaris.
So the Colts are up 2-0, and this, of course, puts additional pressure at the 75. Am I getting that right? No, the 65-minute mark of the ball game. Chicopee had some opportunities, Chuck, but they weren't able to convert.
It's still starting to reflect the first half again.
Melissa Burns.
And Liberty coming in.
Number 19, Stacy.
You know, right, Chicopee works so hard and comes up empty. The Colts, a little bounce and an opportunity, and Heather Damaris, who's played an outstanding game, fires it home to put the Colts up 2-0. And Heather has the ball right now. Across to Stacy Liberty. Stacy's a senior. And Jessica Montemagni is also a senior, number 3. She's got an opportunity. Nice play by Kristen George to break it up, but Heather Damaris has got it across to Emily, and the Colts are starting to get organized. Emily's got it. Emily Damaris off the mark with that one. So the Colts putting the pressure on, Chuck. And that was a nice exchange. I'm sure Coach Mercer's happy with those passes.
Few nice passes there. I think this is a corner kick here, too.
It was a crisp, well executed. And the Damaris sisters up front, along with the Damaris sisters, Jessica Montemagni, who's also a senior. There's a lot of experience there for the Colts. And here comes Heather out of the lineup and getting a big welcome from the comp fans down below us. He's a mighty happy player. Number 19 over way at the far end of the field in the fog is Stacy Liberty with you're right, Chuck, a corner kick. Yeah. Didn't quite hook that one.
Looked like
Chuck.
one of your tee shots, Steve.
Yeah, it did indeed lately. Of course, I always manage to get a good second shot and say to myself, how come I couldn't do that the first time? But it makes you work harder, right, when you drill one off
Substitution.
65 yards to the right or the left. Number 18 coming in.
Kelly Paquette.
Right, Kelly Paquette, who's a freshman. One of the future stars for the Pacers. She's replacing the hardworking sweeper, Kristen George. And the Pacers. Emily Damaris battling over in the corner with number 5.
Substitution for Lady Pacers. Number
Linda
16,
Leo, who's
Sarah
in
Jaguar.
for the Pacers. Sarah Jaguar coming in, number 16 for the Colts.
Correction, Jaguar for the Lady Colts.
And the shot goes off the mark. Colts have kept the play, Chuck, in the Pacer end of late. After the goal, the Pacers haven't been able to get out of their own zone.
Seem to pump the Colts up a little bit.
Right, they seem to really, the rain has let up, and the clock is now, of course, a factor for the Pacers as they're going to try to get on the board and tighten up this game. And here they come. And once again, it's number 5 for the Colts, but the Pacers battling. But Diane Barron, very pretty play. And that time, number 16, Sarah Jaguar, working hard, Chuck. And here comes Emily Damaris, the freshman, trying to slip it through to Jessica. And Jessica Montemagni. No, check that.
Tara Rurak, nice read there.
Nice play, nice play. Well, one of the strategies of Coach Mercer has been to do a lot of substituting. Ooh, and it's Mary Klupa, who's really played a battling game. Here come the Pacers. Slips across. And Thomas has it. Nice play by Tracy Scott. She's played a good game for Chicopee. But so has goalie Ann Thomas for the Colts. And she clears it upfield.
This is a dangerous left foot by Tracy Scott there.
She's a strong player, like as was her sister. Sarah Jagir wiped out by number 14, Lisa Klett. Diane Barron tracks it down in the corner, and it's Chicopee ball. No, I'm sorry, it's Cold ball.
Substitution.
And again, as the strategy, both coaches, Beth Craven and Jim Mercer.
Number 4.
Well, the rule on substitution is you can substitute when your team is throwing the ball in. Being a comp throwing right now, they're able to make their substitution, whereas the Pacers have to wait till their possession.
Right. Jessica Montemagni, Stacy Riberty, and number 13, Melissa Burns, out of the lineup. Heidi Saboran, number 2, is in for the Colts.
The Pacers.
Now the Pacer substitutions will come on.
Number 5.
Linda Leo. Number 19.
Number 8. Jill Trevathan.
Trevathan is 8, and number
Andrea
19 is
Lemkowski.
Andrea Lemkowski.
Andrea Lukovsky.
Lukomsky. The Chicopee down in the Colt end now again, but the Colts, and there's Heather Damaris back in the lineup. She just got a little breather. She's back in. Mary Klupa, who Chuck has been out there the whole distance battling for the Pacers, and they're putting spirited effort. Linda Leo.
And Thomas slipped down and making a decision to come out. And we mentioned
And again,
before,
it was Diane Barron clearing it out.
Tracy Scott being a threat on the left side.
We are at Zott Park at Bill Mauger Field, where the Colts have scored twice. Injured is number 7, Carrie Philbrick, and there'll be a momentary delay. The 2 goals, Emily Damaris scoring unassisted midway through the first half to put the Colts up by 1, and then at the 65-minute mark of the game, her sister on an assist from Emily, Heather Damaris, scoring on a very strong shot from about 20 yards out, beating goalie DeSantos to make it 2-0. Now we're at the
good to see Carrie Philbrick back up.
Carrie's
a little limp
okay.
to herself.
Yeah, she's a tough player, and
She
a
used to be a
very
former-
strong competitor. She loves to play, and she's also an outstanding candy salesman. As the teams are always raising funds, as you well know.
I believe she spent her freshman year playing the goal for the Colts, as did Sarah Budd. But
That's right,
there are
you're
3
right.
goalies out there, and of course Thomas doing the job right now allows the other 2 to come out and play.
We're ready to go. We still have a slight delay. We're ready to go.
Corner kick.
Ooh, almost. I didn't catch the number of the Colt player that broke it up, but Heather Damaris clears it out. It could have been Melissa Burns, and Melissa just headed that one. Colts trying to clear it out. Pacers, as time begins to wind down.
Looks like Trevathan over there. It's hard to catch the number.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the field. Pacers keeping the ball in the Colt zone. Nice shot in front. Without a doubt, the save of the game by Ann Thomas. We'll see that one again on a shot. Chuck, did you catch who fired that shot?
It was either Klupa 13. I'm looking at the numbers.
I'm
there,
looking,
trying to see
trying to
the
see.
turn around. Or I believe it's number 18 out there. or Klupa. I'm not sure which one it was.
But it was a fine shot. We'll see it in the replay, see if we can pick up the number.
I was watching before that all happened. Melissa Burns made a nice head save on a dangerous shot, too.
Could have been Mary Klupa's shot. It was a dandy, but nice save. And here come the Colts. It's Heather Damaris. She's got Melissa. Check that. She's got on the wing. Was Heidi Saborn, but the Pacers break it up.
Nice job angling the play. I think it was Kelly Piquette there angling the play with the 2-on-1.
Kara Damaraki's back in for the Colts. Lisa Klett getting it upfield. But Brenda Hartbarger clears it back in. In the middle, Cyboran looking for Heather Damaris. Heather's a tough player, but that time broken up nicely by number 7 for Chicopee fullback Jessica Gagne. And Dos Santos comes out to scoop it up. Got 15 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. The Colts up by a 2 count over the Pacers. And Damaris keeping it in. And she still keeps it in. Hartbarger. She's a good, even with a damaged knee, nice move. But out comes Dos Santos to clear it out.
Substitution.
Yeah, we mentioned Hartbarger's name in other sports too. She did catching as a freshman for the softball team and got some time playing guard for the basketball team. So she certainly is a fine
Number
athlete.
19, Stacy Liberty.
Mary Kluba, as we said, number 13, playing an outstanding game for the Pacers. And for the last 5 or 6 minutes, the Colts have kept the pressure on Chicopee. A few minutes ago, a golden opportunity, we believe, on Mary Kluba's shot, but Ann Thomas, the Chicopee comp goalie, came up with a big save. Juggled it for a moment, but held on. Chicopee fighting to get back in. That'll be a call in Chicopee's favor.
Substitutions.
It's not a throw, it's a free kick.
No, sir.
Here come the Pacers. Damaris over to Damaraki. Number 4 for Chicopee.
Nice
It's
job.
Tara Hamry, and she makes a beautiful move looking for Lisa Klett. But again, let's call it again, number 5. Diane Barron out to Stacy Liberty.
She's all alone now.
Stacy's looking across, trying to cross it. Waited a little too long, but still controls. Passes ending up behind Emily Damaris. Good. Tara Rurak is number 11. And number 8 is Jill Trevathan, a sophomore who's had a lot of playing time as a reserve for the Pacers.
Substitution. Number 11, Kristen George.
Jamie Stefanik and Christian George
16,
entering the game.
Jamie Stefanik.
And it's broken up by Diane Barron. And we've said that a number of times today, Chuck.
Corner kick.
That's a corner for Chicopee, and it'll be Lisa Klett. We've had a number of exciting in the second half corner kicks, but Chicopee has not been able to convert, as Ann Thomas and the Colt defenders have been up to the challenge, and perhaps with a bit of luck on a couple of these. But they certainly, Chicopee had 3 opportunities at one point and couldn't get it. Here it comes.
Another good ball.
It's in close. Chicopee off the post and around the back. Number 19 is the one who got the shot for Chicopee. Do we have a number? Yes, Andrea Lukomsky. Lukomsky. And I think she's the one that got the other shot on goal as well.
It's the second solid post the Pacers have had today.
Andrea's had 2 good shots. Lisa Klett will again try the corner, and at this rate, with a few more, Chicopee now is leading in corner kicks, and but has yet to convert. Here it comes again. It's another good one, right in front, and that time number 13. It's Melissa Burns again, Chuck, with the head save.
Well, the Colts have good height back there with both Burns and Barron. They're good on the air ball. Sherry Goulet coming in, Chris Maritko, and Jessica Montemagni.
So the Colts getting a solid performance, an all-around team effort. Coach Mercer on the sidelines clapping as they come in. His seniors, Kara Damaraki and Heather Damaris, along with junior Sarah Jagir, have played a fine game, and the Colts are up 2-0. Chicopee still on the attack, and to credit Chicopee, they have not given up. Nice steal. Scott again. That time she can't get it to come around.
Good pressure by Philbrick.
Right. Smart play by Carey, who's a senior.
Substitution for Chicopee, number 4, Tara Hamray.
Tara Hamray back in for the Pacers.
That is senior Diane Barron, who has played an outstanding game. Chicopee with another opportunity, broken up. Lukomsky. We'll get that one out. She's had some good shots on goal. Chicopee still on the attack. The Colts bunching up.
Nice pass work there.
Nice play. In front. Broken up by Rurak. And a little contact in the corner. Chicopee, Tracy Scott coming in. And the Colts. Again, Scott in front. Klett. Oh my goodness, what a dramatic save by Ann Thomas. We'll have to watch that one on the replay as she slipped and thwarts Lisa Klett's effort to score.
She looked more like a hockey goalie on that one.
I hope we got a good shot of that one, Jan. That's a great shot, and we'll see that on the replay. Ann Thomas, who's had a couple of testing saves in the last 10 minutes and has risen to the occasion. It's very muddy down there in the goal mouth, and that time you saw it. But again, credit Chicopee with Hustle, Mary Klupa, whose middle name is Hustle, keeping the ball in the...
Substitution. The lady coach, number 17, Sarah Blythe.
About 8.5 to go now in the game.
Melissa Burns will get a well-earned breather, and she certainly played some great back line for the Colts today. Chicopee putting on the pressure, to their credit, Charlie, but not being able to convert. And Diane Barron will bring it up.
I'd like to mention a few of the players who are injured and unavailable tonight. First of all, for the Colts, senior Amy Brogel is away on a family obligation. The Pacers have a few injuries, primarily to their
Katie Murphy.
Katie Murphy and Sharon Danville right now. They're both out, which are very costly losses for the Pacers.
Upperclassmen and Chicopee keeping it in the cold zone. Best opportunity just a moment ago as Ann Thomas stopped the shot. And the clock winding down. Diane Barron will put it in play for the Colts. And the fog starting to slowly envelop the field here at Zod Park, Bill Mauger Field. Ball coming up. The Pacers battling to try to get something going, and the Colts setting back and playing good defense. So far, shutting them out 2-0 on goals by the Damaris sisters. First Emily and then Heather. Emily also picked up an assist on Heather's fine goal. Senior Jessica Montemagni was putting it in play. But here come Chicopee keeping it down. Tracy Scott again. Carrie Philbrick, nice play to break it up. But to credit Chicopee, Chuck, they keep on coming, and
They haven't quit.
once again they're back in the cold zone, trying to get something on the board. Montemagni tries to clear it out. Mary Klupa could not quite, but in front. Some contact down there. Number 14, Lisa Klutt, who is the leading scorer,
Substitution.
unable to convert. Coming in now for Chicopee, Kim Niles, number 21. And she'll give
Number 21 in for the Lady Pacers.
number
Kim Niles.
18 a break, Kelly Paquette. Mary Klupa.
Good trap right there.
Yeah, nice. Tracy Scott will try again. Carrie Philbrick will mark her. And the shot is to the side.
Substitutions.
Credit the Colt backliners.
Lady
They've done a
Colts.
good job. Burns,
Number
Paquette,
Hartbarger, Philbrick.
Hartsbarger, Barron, and Philbrick
13,
have
Melissa Burns.
done the job when Chicopee's threatened. And Chicopee has threatened as the game has gone on, but unsuccessfully. With a half dozen good shots on corner kicks and several up close, and Ann Thomas has risen to the occasion. Jessica Montemagni.
Nice trap there again.
Nice one, little Chicopee keeps coming. Number 11 for the Colts is Tara Rurak, who's played a good game. Mary Klupa trying to get it across to Andrea. Can't quite do it. But the ball kept in by Chicopee, which for the last 10 minutes has kept the ball in the cold zone unsuccessfully.
Colts seem to be standing around just waiting for the game to end.
The end, right, so they can so they can celebrate. Well, those celebrations are important.
Well, they've had a chance to do
Cut.
it this year.
In front, Damaraki clears it out. And again,
Nice smart play by Kara just to chip it out of there.
Tracy Scott, who's really hustling, along with Mary Klupa. There's an opportunity. Well, you're right, the Colts, Jessica, Montemagni colliding with number 11, Kristen George. Heather Damaris, nice touch. Stacy Ribberty in the race with Christian George, and Kristen wins it. The ball is way across the field.
Hard to pick the numbers up over on the
It
other
is
side.
now
It's-
at the additional weather conditions here. But soccer is, of course, an all-weather sport, right, Chuck?
all conditions.
Yeah, yeah. In the Chicopee zone.
Hasn't been down there in a while.
No, it hasn't. Diane Barron sees a smoothie. Oh, Jessica Montemagni. Jamie Stefanik.
A little too aggressive, not going after the ball.
Yeah, I think so. But
Very nice.
Tracy
head ball.
Scott, Diane Barron breaks it up, and Carrie Philbrick clears it out. Stacy can't mark it, and Chicopee will get it back, and we're down to inside the 2-minute mark. So in soccer this year, the male Colts defeated Chicopee, and now it certainly appears that the Lady Colts are going to beat Chicopee twice. So in soccer, the Colts have been dominant this year. And Thomas scoops it up. And a credit to Coach Mercer and Coach Beth Craven with these programs coming along very nicely. The Colts improving.
You have 1 minute to play.
Our final minute.
Stacy Liberty in the horse race down the side. And the ball goes out. Inside the 1 minute mark. And I want to thank Chuck Damaris. Chuck Damaris, I've got Damaris on my mind. The Damaris sisters scoring. And to thank Chuck Londerville for joining us. And our students of Chicopee Comp and Chicopee High School who man the cameras. Our director, Jan Lesson. And we're down inside 30 seconds. Chicopee has an opportunity. It's Mary Klopa, but Ann Thomas covers it.
Say extra thanks to the people running the camera.
Oh, indeed. Today we've had some, as you probably have suspected, we've had some camera failures. Good work to get them back in operation so you could enjoy tonight's game. And we've got down to the 10-second mark. And the very happy Colts have defeated Chicopee twice this year by scores of 1-0 and 2-0, and now they're going to be celebrating. Of course, these gals have been playing each other since the Pee Wee Leagues. We'll be back with a final wrap-up of tonight's game, so stay with us here on Chicopee Schools Community Television.
High School.